All the nasty winter storms we've been having lately, I figured today was the day that I should share with you my top 5 tips for how I get my Firman Trifuel generator to start in the extreme cold, plus one bonus tip. Hey guys, Toolman Tim here. Welcome back to the workshop where we create community, find freedom, promote preparedness, and share success. Back to share my top 5 tips for starting a generator in the cold. So let's dive right in. Number 1 is the one that won't cost you anything at all. And to be honest, it's hard to pick my favorite. It's like trying to pick your favorite kid, but running your generator on a regular basis before the storm and every month or two before that is the best way to make sure your generator is going to start. Whether it's cold, warm, does not matter. So if there's one way to guarantee that your generator won't start, it's to never go out in your garage and start your generator until you absolutely think you need it. So run it every month or every 2 months, all the time as a part of regular routine maintenance. And then if you happen to know there's going to be a storm coming today, tomorrow, or the day after, go out and give it another start. Make sure everything's working. But number 1, run it on a regular basis. To me, that is worth more than anything. Number 2, make sure you have fresh gas. And it doesn't mean like, 3-day-old gas, but a couple of things about gas. Number 1, have gas on hand all the time, because what good's a generator without fuel? Also, rotate your gas. So, see this right here? That's number 8. That is my 8th month of gas. I have 12 of them up there. Every 12 months, I make sure I rotate them out. I try to do it twice a year so that I actually do it every 6 months, especially if you're dealing with really cold weather. If you live where it's really cold, rotate it twice a year. That way, when it's winter, you have winter gas. With the proper additives, it's going to run better in the cold. And this isn't really a tip, it's just an additive that I use a lot of. Seafoam, that will put it in every gallon of gas that goes into your generator. It'll help clear out the carburetor, it'll help the fuel injector, whatever, all of it run that much better. But that is like magic in a bottle. So, number 1, run it all the time. Number 2, make sure you have fresh gas. Number 3, and this one is for those of you that live in the real extreme cold. Stuff like, Alberta, where I live. Consider swapping out your summer oil for a winter oil. So a lot of generators call for, say, a 5W30 or a 10W30 in your engine, which is great in the summertime because it's a little bit thicker. It holds its viscosity better in the hot temperatures. However, if it's too thick and it gets too cold, it ends up getting like molasses, and it's way harder for your generator to turn over when it's cold out. So if you swap out to a thinner weight oil, like a 0 weight, so a 0W30, if you live where it gets well below freezing for significant portions of the year. Swap it out every 6 months, swap it out. So, just into the fall, swap it out for winter oil, and then in the summer, swap it back out for your warm weather oil. It's a way to make sure that engine's going to crank over beautifully every time. Number 4, and this is probably a tie for my absolute favorite one. I've done 2 or 3 videos on this one device alone. But make sure you keep your damn battery charged up, because I can tell you right now, in extreme cold weather, the last thing you want to do is be out there pulling on your pull cord. So get yourself something like this. It's a Trickle charger, and all it does is plug into the wall on one end, has permanent connectors on my battery on the other. This is like 20 bucks on Amazon or a little less. Quick connect right there. You can disconnect it, reconnect it. I keep it plugged in 24/7, 365. That keeps my starting battery for the electric start of my generator charged up all the time. Because when it's cold, you're going to have to crank it a little bit more, and you're going to want to have to rely on that. You want to make sure that that battery is going to turn over for you. Because, again, pulling on it by hand is miserable enough in the summertime, but when everything's cold and it takes that much more to pull it over and that many more times to crank on it, you want to make sure you have a charged up battery. Bonus tip, and this one might be, I don't know, it should go without saying, but if you can, warm your generator up. And I don't mean light it on fire, but say you keep it like me in an unheated garage, but say you might have like a porch or something where you can bring it in on occasion where the wife won't necessarily get mad at you. So if you know there's a storm coming, bring it in and heat it up the night before. It's going to make your life way easier. Now, Number 5. So if all else fails, if you can't get it started by following all those other recommendations, number 5 is get yourself some of this insurance right here. This is starting fluid. And I'll have a little bit of footage to show you how it works. But, you know, I don't always use this, but if you want to go right to it, you might as well. But I kind of like to have this, like, you know, the ace up your sleeve or whatever. You open up your air filter on the side, open up the housing, take out the air filter, make sure your carburetor is in the open position, your choke, sorry, is in the open position, and you want to give that a few good liberal sprays in there. Then close your choke and then go to start it. And what it's going to do is it's going to give that some extra fire, and it's just going to go boom. And it might not start right away, but it's going to warm things up and get things turning a little bit. If you need to do it 3, 4, 5 times, whatever it is, this stuff can be as cheap as like $3-4 a can. Right now I paid almost 10, but I'll have links for all this stuff in the description below. And yeah, this, honestly, if you've never used it, you might find it a little intimidating, but it really isn't. Just take off your filter housing, pull out the filter, make sure your choke is in the open position, spray it in that hole, give it a nice liberal dose of it, close your choke, start your motor. That is a Flatlander's secret to starting an engine in the middle of winter. So I hope that helps, guys. Those are my top 5 plus 1 bonus tip on how to start my Firman Trifuel generator or any generator in the middle of extreme cold winter temperatures. If you're looking for gear recommendations, you want to know more about what I've reviewed before or products I've used in my handyman business, stuff that's made me money or saved me money, run by toolmantim.shop. I got over 100 products there, Amazon links with another 150 on their way, all different categories, prepping gear, hand tools, painting, the whole works. Run by, get a recommendation. Even if you don't buy anything off the list, but if you start your Amazon shopping there, it'll support the content I create. And if you want to know more just about what I do on a regular basis, drop by toolmantim.co. Run by there, check out my social links, sign up for the monthly newsletter, the works. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button and stick around. Anyway, guys, that's it for me this week. As always, stay happy, stay healthy, and have a great week.